welcome back to the channel with some more Victory at Sea for you guys today. We're going to show you a little bit more gunnery examples here and just kind of some random matchups as we add more videos to the series. Trying to show you different types of engagements, ranges, and things like that, and kind of some typical results that you can expect, and just again also show how neat the damage system is in the game. So today we're going to just do some more sort of blue on blue practice with our German fleet here. So in contrast to I think some of the other videos we had, so we're going to bring out one of the big boys today. So we're actually going to bring out the Bismarck itself, and then the Admiral Hipper, and then kind of show like a short range engagement, how that would work. We'll assume that the Bismarck's going to win, but stuff can happen, and then kind of spread that out a little bit and show you still where, like, even as you get to the longer ranges, just how that plays out, and where you can still be largely effective with the heavier ships, just because their guns will perform better at those ranges, and then how you can factor that in as far as choosing ideal and optimal engagement ranges and things like that. So to be fair here, we're going to essentially start off here at a short range, not quite point blank, so actually we do need to probably spread that out just a little bit. So we'll just call it short range essentially for the gun systems that they have. That kind of matches up for these cruisers here. We're going to be far enough away to where the Hipper's torpedoes won't come into play on this. We know that that's kind of an X factor on that, but just to keep it fair, so we're just going to go purely on gunnery and kind of show you what you can expect in this case. Like a heavy cruiser, a very solid heavy cruiser in the Hipper class can hope to do against a very good battleship, although still relatively early war, of course, with the Bismarck itself. So there's obviously better things as we get to later war, the Yamatos and stuff like that. But the Bismarck definitely can take a pounding here, as long as we're not dealing with swordfish planes. But we'll see what happens here. So the Admiral Hippers have 4 main turrets. Again, we're just going to call it short range. It's 2 attack dice apiece, so we'll get our 8 dice here. And again, we're going to just, since this is just a one-on-one engagement, we know all the guns are going to go that way too. And then we'll be at long range as well for the light guns on this. Now it does have 12 4.1 inchers, so we'll figure that out as well, and go from there. So now starting with the main turrets, so there's 2 dice apiece. We are looking for 4 ups. See how many hits we can score. So again, we're going to start off with a Hipper just to hopefully do a little bit of damage on the Bismarck, but so you can again kind of expect this. And again, normally this wouldn't be a fair one-on-one matchup, right? Bismarck with 100 plus hull, Hipper with 36. So, but it's just an isolated example. So we scored a fair few hits here. That's actually a very impressive roll, 6 out of 8. We'll take that. Now, on the Hipper's guns, even though they're solid 8-inch main turrets, there's no AP bonus on these. So again, the way damage works here is, so you take a look at the damage dice. Now these all only have 1 damage die apiece, so our 6 hits will essentially be our 6 damage dice. And from there, we again will roll to see if we do anything here. So again, there's no armor or piercing score to add or subtract on these, so there is that. And then again, essentially, as long as we exceed the Bismarck's armor on this, which is a 6, so really we're essentially hoping to glance here, but any natural 6s could cause a crit. So equals or exceeds, yeah, that does cause damage. So let's see what we have. Let's see what we can do. Maybe we'll get a lucky crit. And well, either we roll hot or we just don't roll well at all. So again, no AP bonuses or subtractions here. So we rolled a 1, 2, and 3. Bismarck's hull is his hull, but his armor is a 6 up. So bonks on that. But we did roll exactly 6s here, and each natural 6 has a chance for a crit. Now, it's not a guaranteed crit. We still got to roll 4 ups here, but it would be nice to maybe punch something through. And again, 2 of those fall away. We did manage to cause a crit. So then we have to see, so we will cause 1 damage as normal. So we're going to drop down to 101 hull. And then, let's see here, we did roll 4 more, so crit. And so let's see here, where did we hit? So we had to roll a d10 for this. And if we get lucky, we could hit a vital system, which would be phenomenal. We rolled a 3, which is the engine. Seems to be history kind of repeating itself here for the Bismarck. So 1 through 3, we hit the engine. Now we're going to look on the engine section here, and let's see here. Yep. So we would essentially move the engine damage area to 1. There's no extra damage here. We're going to kind of just mark it off in the book here with, we'll use black dice since we're using black for attacks on with the cruiser. But it would be -1 flank speed. So again, in a larger picture of a battle, that could be important. You know, slowing the ship down. Bismarck moves at a 6, dropping it to a 5 permanently. Might make extricating yourself from an engagement easier, things like that. Or allowing you to maybe get better maneuvering on it as well. So unfortunately, not much happened there. So then we do have a battery of 6 light guns that we're going to be using. Now these guys are considered long range, so they're going to be -1s. So instead of 4s, we do need 5s and a complete whiff. So 1s, 2s, and 4. So that was it. So even with what was a pretty damn good roll there, we didn't cause all that much damage. And actually, I forgot, we did equal or exceed from before. So really, we did cause 3 damage overall. We should reflect that. And it's just that the one did punch through for a crit and unfortunately didn't do anything extra. So we did chip the armor a little bit on the Bismarck, but let's see what the Bismarck's return fire will do here. So again, we'll also have 8 dice. So there we go, 2, 4, 6, 8. Looking for 4s. And a absolute trash roll. Lots of 1s, a couple of 2s and 3, and only a single 4. So that's pretty rough. Now, fortunately, Bismarck does carry very large guns with a +2 to AP here. So, and then the armor on the hipper is 3 up. So really, even if we roll a 1, we're going to at least glance and cause the damage. But ideally, we're hoping for a natural 6 here. Nope. So I rolled a 3 +2 is 5. We beat it. We did punch. Actually, we do have to. Sorry, we did that. I completely did that wrong. We had the 1 hit. So we had one hit that was caused on a 4. 3 damage dice. Now we'll roll to see what happens. There we go. So we rolled a 6. That is a damage for sure. Now 35. Now we roll again to see if this is a crit. 4 up. Nope, no crit this time. Okay. Now we do have a battery of light guns as well. Actually, 2 sets of them. So we're going to roll here. And those are also twin linked, which, let's double check that real quick. So we can reroll attack dice on those. And then anything that's considered weak as well, so that'd be the other set of guns, will not be able to cause crits. Makes sense. And then the second set of dice also has the restricted, so we can only fire half on that. So the first set, though, is restricted. Oh, right. Yeah, they're both actually restricted, so only half the dice, but twin linked. Looking for 4s. Nope. All right, these only have 1 damage die apiece. -1 on the AP, though. So let's see what happens. So really, this is a 1, this is a 2, and the hull is a 3, so those light guns did nothing. And then the second set of light guns, 8 dice, but restricted as well. And these are weak, so cannot cause crits. So we did get hits on these guys. -2 on the AP on these guys. So really, the 3 becomes a 1, and this becomes a 2, and it's still not enough to punch armor on that. So also the Bismarck kind of flubbing the rolls there. That initial attack roll with the big guns definitely didn't quite get the job done. So we'll go back to the hipper here, and again, we're just going to kind of trade off. So main guns, looking for 4s, only 2, so oof, not so good. 1 damage die apiece, no AP bonuses again. So the 4 is not enough to penetrate the Bismarck, so that's a bonk, but we did roll a natural 6, so there is another damage here, regardless. And 4 up to cause a crit. Oh, no, it wanted to be. All right. The hipper, and we made a mistake the first time through, but also restricted here on its light guns, so did roll 2 hits. -2 on the AP on these though, so, and we can't cause crits. We would need a 6 anyway, because it's 1 damage die apiece, so really the light guns, unfortunately, actually just can't even do anything. So we shall not waste time on those in future go-throughs. Back to the Bismarck. So main guns, that is significantly better, and this might spell a bad day for the hipper. 5 hits out of 8, and then it's 3 damage dice apiece, so really we're going to roll 15 dice total. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, right? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. And a +2 on AP on these, so this should cause lots of kabooms if we don't roll like garbage. So let's kind of organize them into groups here, just for illustration purposes, so people get an idea. Lots of 2s and a 5. So on these big guns with the Bismarck, every hit essentially is +2 AP. So all of this will in fact cause damage. So we start off here, 1s +2 is 3, armor is 3. So we're going to shave off 2 points here, go to 33. 2 more, down to 31. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah. All these 2s here essentially are 4s, so these all go as well. So that's 3, 6, 7 more damage. So it's 1 here, so down to 24. So this will be a bludgeoning here. And again, once we get down to 12, we're crippled, but that solves all of that. The 5s, oops, definitely do that. So it's 2 more damage here. And then the 6s are our chance for crits. So if we roll some 4s here, which would be nice, we did get 1 crit through. So no extra damage as of yet, but now we got to figure out where that crit is going. That's a 5, so that's down to weapons, and a 1 here would be 1 extra point of damage from blowing up some guns. And then now also just -1 attack dice. So, and as it says here, so each time this result is gained, we actually roll a d6 as well. So on a 1 through 3, which it is, attack dice are lost from all light gun weapon systems. Now we know the light guns on this really can't hurt the Bismarck, so that'll be kind of just a wash here. 4 through 5 would be AA, and then 6 torpedoes, so that's all right. So we did cause a solid bit of damage off of that roll. Then we get into our light gun systems for the Bismarck. Now we go with our first set here, the 5.9 inch guns. They're restricted and twin linked though. So twin linked, that helps. All right, 1 damage die apiece, and then AP of -1 on these though. So this -1 is 0. We know that doesn't hit. The 6 goes to a 5, which is still enough to punch the armor on the cruiser. Drop that down for damage. It is a natural 6, and the 5.9 inch guns are not weak, so there is a chance for a crit here, which we did land. Excellent. And now we're going to see where that goes. That is on the engine. So we're going to now add 1 here. So the hipper would also be at -1 flank speed, but we know there's no damage just yet. And then rolling for the lighter guns, the 4.1 inch ones, these are weak, so no crits possible. Only 1 hit, and this one's -2 AP. So 3 -2 is 1, and that is a whiff on that. Now the hipper is in a bad way, so we're going to have to come back here and hopefully deal some damage, which means we got to get these 8-inch guns to actually do a little bit of work here for us. So we are looking for 4s. Son of a gun, rolling absolutely atrocious with these dice. So 2 hits, damage dice apiece. We're looking really for 6s. Didn't get them. There's no AP bonuses, so not enough to deal with the armor. And we know that the light guns can't get it done. Now I know, yes, getting into torpedo range really could be an equalizer. We've seen that in a previous video, but again, just to show you what you can expect if you're trying to get into a gun duel with things that are above your weight class. And again, this is by no means the biggest battleship out there, but just to give you an idea. So we did a little bit in the first turn, but we're not really doing anything subsequently. And really, it's kind of a hope and prayer for those crits. But again, we've seen where chain reactions really can get out of hand. Bismarck is going to return fire and likely, hopefully, take out action this turn. So main guns, again, not great at all. There's only 3 hits coming from that. But 3 hits, damage dice, this is where the big guns really make up the difference, right? You know, if you get like all 8 hits and then do damage dice, you're really cooking. So again, yeah, this should finish her off here. So all these regular hits, everything's +2 on the AP. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more damage. We're actually going to be 1 shy of being crippled just off of regular damage coming through. Actually, 2 more. It is crippled with a chance for crits on those. Nope. But it is now crippled, and we'll see if the light guns can get the work done. All 3 hit. No need for twin links. It is -1, but we could crit, which we did. These will do nothing. Chance for a crit, 4 up. Yes, the light guns now are getting in some work. Let's see where it lands. Uh-oh. Vital systems. So this could be catastrophic and hilarious if it's going to go up in flames off of a light gun. That's a 5. Secondary explosions increase the critical scores of every area by 1. It's also 46 extra damage, which, barring a horrible roll, is going to just sink it anyway. But to show you guys again how the chain reactions move up, so we already put 1 damage in engines. We go up to rudder damaged now. That's another damage. From that, it has to move 3 inches before every turn now. If the game were continuing, we move up to secondary weapon systems destroyed on the weapons track. That's 2 more damage automatically. -2 attack dice. We're not going to worry about that because we know that the ship is dying here, and it's not going to take away from main guns. Crew area critical score increases by 1 automatically. So again, this is where we get into the chain reactions, and we are increasing it by 1 anyway because of the vital area. So 0 would also be -1 attack dice. Now it moves up 1 automatically into a fire, which then can escalate if we weren't getting our crews to take care of that. But that's going to drop us to a 7. And then we do the 46 damage. So, and then just make sure it's clear on the camera. There's 5, 10, 14 more damage, which instantly will just finish it off. So there you have it. So that's what, again, you would typically expect from a battleship punching against a lighter opponent like that. So surprised it took that long, but again, even in these kind of like little slugfests, you know, the key thing is not just applying regular damage, because some of these ships can definitely take it, right? You know, the Bismarck isn't crippled until it gets down to 34. That's a lot of regular damage to chew through, right? So as long as really your guns aren't getting affected and you can stay in the fight like that, that's pretty crucial. So, but once we start pumping the crits up, it really, you know, one thing leads to another, and so on. And once you get high enough in the different tracks, you know, then it starts automatically increasing the damage tracks elsewhere, and just gets pretty nasty as well. So that is one brief example of that. So we'll be back with more. Thanks for watching, guys.